Hey, good morning, Jeff. How are you?
Good morning, Terry. How are you today?
I'm really well, thank you.
Good.
Today, Jeff is joining us. Jeff Gordon is the broker owner of Exit Assurance Realty in Groton, Massachusetts, and he's going to be sharing with us his experience with sponsorship. So, Jeff, tell us a little bit about Exit's sponsorship program.
Well, uh, it's a portion or a part of Exit's compensation plan that is uh, like no other compensation plan in the real estate industry. It is a way for agents and brokers to leverage the productivity and the growth of Exit through single level residuals. And there's commonly a huge misconception about what that is. It is not multi-level marketing. It is not a multi-level paradigm. Um, where 10 people get a piece of the pie off one. No, it's a one-to-one relationship, and it is designed to encourage our agents and our brokers to help other people in the company, which is which fosters a wonderful culture within the Exit system and company.
So, Exit invests back in its members.
Hmm.
That's great. And
Yeah,
how much did this program influence your decision to become part of the Exit family?
100%, 100%. My background before real estate was enterprise software sales, and I worked for 18 years in the industry, selling large scale enterprise software systems to big companies. Um, and one of the last endeavors that I had within that career was a startup company, and I was a senior level account manager, named account manager, and the rug was pulled out from under me. And at that point, well, what I mean is that the company ceased operations, and nobody knew what was going on. So it literally did pull the rug out from under me. And I looked at my retirement position at that point, just happened to, although I was 32 at the time, I think, um, and I only had $78,000 in my 401k account. Now, I did not work for big companies like GE or Bristol Myers Squibb or any other, Honeywell or Raytheon or whatever, that did matching of 401k investments. I worked for small entrepreneurial companies my whole career, so I didn't have that luxury of having matching,
Hmm.
and I didn't have the luxury of big buying power within the 401k arena. And so I realized at that point, holy crap, I am not in a good position for retirement, and $78,000 is not going to do much for me at all. So coincidentally, with that really at the forefront of my mind, I had an epiphany, literally, an act of God, you might say, where real estate popped into my mind. And long story short, I was introduced to Exit Realty by my good friend and colleague in Burlington at Exit Premier Real Estate in Burlington, Mark Benson, who I grew up with and am very good friends with, and he introduced me to Exit. And profoundly, it had this residual that was entirely based on creating a safety mechanism, a retirement plan, a safety net for its agents and brokers after real estate and even during real estate. But it was the after real estate that really turned me on. So I can legitimately say that I elected to buy my Exit franchise primarily because of the residual component and the ability to set myself up for retirement
Hmm.
later in life. And it was essentially the only reason why I bought the franchise. And it's just a tremendous opportunity for agents and brokers to be secure in the future.
That's powerful. That's really,
Yeah,
really powerful. And so compelling, obviously. So once you were started, once you got your franchise in place, how long did it take for you to start seeing the residuals appear?
immediately, because I was a broker, and I immediately started hiring agents.
Hmm.
And before you're retired, you're making 10% of their gross commission income. So while I am an active agent, or while agents are active in the exit system, they're making 10% of their sponsors' gross commission income.
Hmm.
And so the retirement aspect is when you do in fact retire, or you want to step away from real estate and you fall below a menial threshold of $40,000, or 8 transactions in 1 year. If you fall below both of those thresholds, you're then going to make 7% of all of those agents that you sponsored into somewhere in the exit system. Doesn't have to be my office, it can be anywhere
Wow.
internationally.
Wow.
So yeah, and so I immediately started seeing the benefit of the residuals, and started seeing, wow, I'm a lot more secure. I have more money to do what I want with, and all I have to do is invite someone to interview, or just simply invite someone, a potential agent, to speak with another broker or owner. And if they're hired, then I'm going to make 10% of what they do,
And you're
right off the top. And it's not taken from the agent. It's
right.
not taken from the agent making the commission. It's paid for by the brokerage that holds that agent on their roster.
Right.
You know,
And you're also doing that person a favor by inviting them into Exit because all of this will be made available to them too. They don't have to
yeah,
be a franchise owner. They can be an agent and start generating that residual income.
yeah.
Um,
See, that's the thing about exit, is that everybody has the same deal, right? Like everybody has the same deal. So if you're a top producer, and if I'm a broker in my brokerage, and I'm trying to get in a top producer and so forth, off the shelf comp plan is 10%, 7%, and then 5%. Now, I already mentioned the 10%, but the 7% being the post real estate life of making 7% of gross commission income. But then, of course, is the death benefit.
mhm.
And so, should I tragically pass away, then my beneficiaries are going to receive 5% of the gross commission income of all of the people that I have sponsored into the exit system for the rest of their life. You
That's
know, and as long as those people are still with exit, obviously.
yeah. And I know that there are some phenomenal stories around that out there.
Yeah, there are. It's real. It's very real.
Yeah. And my children are the most important thing to me. And if I know I can leave them something that I worked so hard for, that
Yeah.
makes me feel much better.
Hmm. Hmm.
Totally understand that. Now, as far as the residuals go, would you mind sharing what some of your long-term and your short-term goals are on how you'll utilize that extra bonus?
Yeah, I mean, some of my long-term goals are, with my significant other, Sadie, that we're thinking about buying a lake house,
Uh-huh.
um, or some kind of retirement-oriented place to support our immediate families and kids and so forth. And that's, we spend every summer on lakes somewhere, usually up at Newfound Lake or Hancock Pond in New Hampshire, excuse me, Maine. So, we have an affinity towards the water, and so we're always kind of looking into something like that. But um, there are numerous things that someone can do with the residual, income. Again, it's free money to do what you want with, and all you have to do is introduce a potential agent to an exit broker or owner. And so, I think the power of this mechanism is really not appreciated very much, even within the exit system, because even with the exit agents that are in the system, because they simply don't know or realize what they can do with this money.
Hmm.
So, just a few examples is that, save for an education cost of someone special to you, and perpetually invest in a U fund or a 529 plan. I saved a significant amount of money for my daughter's wedding. So I paid for my daughter's wedding with residual income. Save for a car, a boat, a camper, a motorhome, something like that. Save for retirement. And how do you do that? Invest in a 401k perpetually with your residual income as it comes in. A Roth IRA. Invest in real estate itself, like an investment property, a second home, like Sadie and I are thinking about doing. Or, his out of the box thinking, what if you were to put yourself into the realm of hard money lending? You could earn 10, 12% on your money that you lend. That's an idea too. Other things that I do is I invest into charities like Tunnels for Towers, Shriners, St. Jude, Habitat for Humanity. And, what if you were to sponsor a child in another country, a third world country? Or things that are more local and more personal, like battered women's shelters, or something that is close to home like that. There are so many things that you can do with this free money.
Hmm.
And if you want to keep it all yourself and enjoy the fruits of your labor in some personal way, then you can do that. But if you're more of a philanthropist, or someone who's wants to help other people in a meaningful way, then you can use that money for that. It's free money, and all you have to do is introduce a potential agent to a broker or owner in another exit franchise.
Yeah. Wow. You just gave me chills. Truly, you just gave me
Yeah, I mean,
that.
we have examples in the exit system where brokers have created schools. They have sponsored schools. They've paid for schools in third world countries. We have other like Elias Thomas up in Maine, where he goes to India every year
Hmm.
and helps various communities in India create water systems and irrigation systems. And he largely pays for that through his residual income. And it's so powerful. It is so powerful. I wish even exit agents would understand the power of it and understand the simplicity of it,
Yeah.
and how much value it can really provide and give back.
Yeah. Because it helps them chase their dreams. And
Yeah.
it's something that I don't know anyone else is doing. I do think it sets everybody apart. Well, that's great. Thank you so much for sharing all of this about sponsorship and how residuals can change somebody's life and how it's helped your life. Um,
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. I hope everyone watching appreciates it and starts to really look further into joining Exit. And if they're already part of Exit, taking advantage of all of the benefits that we have for them.
Hmm. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. You're very welcome. I enjoyed talking with you, and thank you for letting me uh, express the benefits and the value of the residual system within Exit Realty.
Appreciate it. All right. Well, you have a great day.
Thanks, Sarah. You too.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.